Okay, so here lately I've been watching all my old videos, and a lot of them I haven't really listened to the whole thing, or I haven't listened to it in a long time, so I don't even remember what I've said or what was stated. Not that any of it's untrue, because all of it's truth, but I don't know what all I've said. So I've been watching through them recently, and I realized that through everything that I've been speaking, it's very confusing because it's people can't follow along if they're not a part of the situation itself. So what may make sense to me doesn't make very much sense to the outworld. So I was going to go over some things to maybe help situations make sense for their entirety. And I keep looking like up above instead of down there because like my phone's flipped upside down and it's dangling over a light thing. So, um, which is awesome because the phone that I'm using got reset the other day. So I lost all the pictures of Swanley really when she was born, which is upsetting, but such is life. And then I went to turn on my computer for the first time in like 3 months, and I pulled it out and turned it on, and a black screen. So it's like not working. It's not getting the proper. I don't want to say power because it came on, but it's just like the drive's wiped or something. Like I don't even know. It wouldn't even have a startup screen, so it's probably the BIOS or something. But it's messed up. So that's yet one other thing in life. The important people that I speak on throughout all my videos. I'm gonna touch on them briefly. Adara, who's my 18-year-old daughter. My grandmother raised her pretty much, even though I lived next door to my grandparents, my mom's parents, my mom and papa, who I refer to. They're like my mom and dad. Papa passed away September 2014. He retired from Norfolk Southern uh, Railroad as an electrician. My grandmother, Mama, Martha Strickland, worked at Sears and then retired. Uh, my papa is originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is what I named my son, Raleigh, and his name is Russell Hughes Strickland. I named Raleigh Hughes Strickland. I gave my papa's last name, initials, everything. Raleigh is 9 now. His father is Justin Moore, who is like my brother, former brother, and then we like crossed the barrier when we got high one day. But Andy, the person I've been with for 10 years who I speak on, is who was there for me in my pregnancy and who Raleigh knows as daddy. He has since been adopted because of a long ongoing case with DSS. Adara, I still have my rights to, but she's 18 now, and she lived with Jeremy, my ex-husband, for her later high school years. DSS got involved in 2015 when the year Raleigh was born. There's a whole bunch of discrepancy with that. Both parts, DSS and me, were wrong. It's something I wish I could take back, but I can't. I won't go over all that right now. But now my newest child, Savannah Lee, she was born August of this year. She's with a man named Timmy. I don't speak about him. There's Jamie, who is someone that I had a deep friendship with, who's married to a woman. His wife is Missy or Melissa. They have children. He lived in my mobile home for an extended period of time, and we remained friends up until like last year. He's with a woman now. Um, I won't even mention. Let's see who else. Like, because there's people that I speak on in my videos and I talk about and say things. Those are the most prevalent people, I would say. And then you have, Andy's mom and then his brother. But for the most part, all in all, those are like the main people a part of my life that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm identifying them. And then my parents are Kelly and Craig. And my sister is Victoria. Um, I moved to Arizona with my parents whenever I turned 15. My dad's job had him move there, relocated. He worked for DHL or Airborne Express, and then DHL purchased it. I've talked about this in another video. I got sent to Provo Canyon School. They moved through Exalt Relocation Services, which is like a program for troubled teens. You get a sponsorship, and they got sponsored because of me having a juvenile record of running away or whatever. And they got $417,000 grant to where they didn't have to pay that back for a mortgage, and that's how they moved. And once I was in Arizona, I had my daughter. Her dad is Roger. Her biological dad's Roger, guy in Arizona. And then I moved back here with my grandmother and mama the day after I turned 18 with her, and my papa bought us a trailer next to their property, on the same property, but it's like next door. They have a bunch of land, 12 acres in Woodruff. It's where I was born, and then moved from really. I moved from there when I was 4. My little sister was born in Seattle. Anyways, that's here, there. Let me think. So yeah, we lived next door to my grandparents. I don't even know what I was saying. I lost my whole train of thought. Moving to Arizona. My dad got laid off. Moved back here the day after I turned 18. Okay. I guess that's about it. Jeremy moved out when we divorced. He's Adara's father for every sense of the word. And actually, that's about it. Justin, my baby dad, Raleigh's father, biologically, I've known all my friends for like 20 years or more, probably a lot of them. We used to be like brother and sister type relationship. We crossed that line one day, and it was extremely real because I knew both sides of him, if that makes sense. Because I was like his sister, and then I became like his love. And as strange as that seems, like we're not blood. So, but either way, it's like I got to see him. I don't know. I can't describe it, but I feel him in here, like and there's many situations and circumstances where he causes me to be able to feel things, like to turn my emotion on and off. And that got heightened after Raleigh was born. And then me and Andy, I've been with him since 2013. When Justin got locked up, Andy came and stayed with me, and he was Justin's friend. That's how I met him. But we have a good relationship. I love him more than I love anything in this universe. I'm very protective of him. I've been very hurt by him, but I've also hurt him with me seeing Jamie the way that I did. And then it's just, you'd have to watch my intro video. But either way, that's a little synopsis on the majority of everything that these videos are surrounded upon. I have been a caregiver for my grandmother since my papa passed away in 2014. I moved in with her into her home. I had Raleigh up there because I didn't want to have him in my mobile home because we all smoked down there and stuff. I ended up selling my mobile home and used the money, to help pay her bills, my bills. Got a title loan on my papa's truck, and it got repoed. She wrecked my papa's Lincoln the same day that, in 1985, he was found guilty of a $125,000 judgment because he hit a woman head on going the wrong way on the highway when he was drunk one night. They lost their house, and then they built a house in Woodruff. Let me think. I'm just trying to go into everything so it makes sense. Like, when my papa passed away, it was in 2014. I looked at their bank records, and it was like their accounts got depleted within 3 months period of time. And like the day before his funeral, there were 3 withdrawals made from their CDs. And I didn't know if it was like them trying to take money out because of the probate period of like his death and people like being able to sue him for something or something. But either way, the money disappeared, and then it got put back in March. And when it got put back in, I was told that was the life insurance that my grandmother got from him. It's like $100,000. But then I was like, no, that's the money that was taken out for probate. So that was a discrepancy in itself because it was like here, there, and everywhere. And then my ex-husband, Jeremy, ended up getting a vehicle and a bike on the same day as the CDs were coming due. And then like the date plays with SunTrust were like really screwy, and I have paperwork for all of it. I didn't find this until recently because my mom took care of all of that, I guess. But either way, I'm the sole caregiver of my grandmother. I took care of her night and day, every day, catered to her, and loved her just like she did to me growing up. And she's my best friend. She's always been my best friend. I don't expect any kind of compensation, although I try to file for it after the fact because of my parents. But because usually, like when you're the caregiver for someone, you give so much of your life away caring for them instead of putting them somewhere, like if they're not in assisted living. And by me doing that, I haven't been able to be an adult because I've been solely reliant upon her. I'm 36 years old, and I've never had like a real job. I've never had real income. Never had to stand on my own 2 feet, even though I had a house next door to her. It was like paid for by her, because I mean, I've been there for her. And now my parents recently like just pulled the rug out from under my feet, took all her savings, took the car, took life insurance money that I was on half of. And now it's like, okay, well, I'm homeless. I got evicted, arrested for going back to my house, even though they didn't put all my furniture out. I've lived there my whole life with her. They live in Arizona. Like I was on her bank account and I got to spend money the way I wanted to on me and her and whatever else I wanted. I'm spoiled rotten. I've always been spoiled rotten, but I'm saying I was responsible. I paid all the bills, all the insurance, all the utilities, all the upkeep, maintenance. It doesn't matter what it was. But then I also was able to provide for myself and for Adara and for Mama, and even Andy for a time period. And she got into an accident and got a settlement. And I spent some of that money, but I have evidence on the show right here to where my sister and my mom got the same amount of money that I did. And I spent mine on the house. And then my appliances and everything got stolen last year. And I filed 4 police reports. They didn't do anything about it. They didn't do anything with the claims. Insurance denied the claim. I mean, and then my parents put a judgment of $40,000 against me after they evicted me out of the house I've always been in. No one's living there now. All the grass has grown up. They kidnapped my grandma, took her away. It's messed up. And then they want to act like I'm the bad guy. And it's like, okay, no. You took my best friend. You put her 2-3 hours away from me. I can't ever see her. You've lied to everyone. They've lied to the banks, to insurance, to authorities, to the sheriff's office. They've lied to the pretty much everywhere. So it's like I can't do anything. I'm blocked from my life to try to help myself. I can't rent an apartment because of the eviction. I have the judgment against me, so I can't own a car. I can't own a house or anything with a title. And I'm homeless. I've been homeless. I just had the baby, but I was homeless walking on the streets in Simpsonville, or being forced to like go and stay in my house and lay low because I was going to get arrested if I was there, and that's not right. I took care of the house. Me and Andy are the ones that took care of the yard, mulched the yard, mowed, it's 12 acres. That's a lot. But I mean, we didn't ever call no repairman. Me and Andy repaired everything. And it was beautiful. And then it's gone to shit now. I mean, people have broken in and broken windows and fucked up the door. And it's just devastating because that was my home and that's my stuff that's in there, And it's like, no one gives a crap about that because no one's hurting except for me. So I keep going on and on and on about this, but I went on and on and on about this 3 years ago because I foresaw this going to happen. And now it's occurred. And no one cared though, because like I said, it doesn't affect anyone. And since they've stolen that money from Mama out of her account, which was messed up, I finally got the claim overturned because I contacted the commissioner of banks. And then they want to flag my account as fraud because like people want to keep calling and messing with it. And it's like, why can't you just let me be? Why can't I have a car? Why can't I have a house? Why can't I do something for my life like everyone else does? Why can't I have my kids? Like you can blame meth or you can blame, I never had a job or this or that. Or it's like, okay, well, give me the opportunity. I was on the bills at Mama's. I still am, but I paid them every month. It might not have been my finances that were paying them, but I paid them and I kept a ledger of it. Like I have stacks and stacks and stacks of paperwork. Every receipt I've ever spent. But no one gets that. They just listen to my parents and what they say, and then they go off word of mouth from whoever else, and it's messed up. And I don't understand, and I think it's because like all the devotion I have towards my grandma, because my mom's a piece of crap. She's just a drunk piece of crap. And I don't know what my dad's deal is. He's a terrorist or something. I mean, I don't know. But it's not right. And I haven't talked to my sister in ages, so I mean, other than that, I have no one. And Adara won't even talk to me now, my oldest daughter, telling me I'm like fraudulent or a liar and she hates me. And I don't understand what I've done. I mean, I know I did the same thing her dad did, but I don't understand why I'm getting ridiculed. Like, I tried my hardest, tried my best, and I wasn't always there. And I take responsibility for that. Maybe that's what it is, that I'm just so open and I accept my mistakes and I try to correct myself and my behavior for the future. That's all you can do. And, I don't know. But it's like everyone resents me and my grandma for the relationship that we have, so they parted us now against both of our wills, really. And they won't let her leave her establishment she's at. She wanted to come home, but there's not really a home now for her to come to. But I mean, I would love to be able to have the financial ability to help her. And that's not right that it was taken away whenever I didn't abuse it, We spent it, but I didn't abuse it. She was aware, and I always had permission. I've always been open and honest with her. Like I told her when I lost my virginity, you know, I mean, she's helped me pick out lingerie for my boyfriend. She'd buy me cigarettes when I was like 10 years old, you know, let me drive her car down the road. I popped two of Papa's tires. I was so afraid he was going to get mad, and he came and made me drive home. I was like 11, you know? Like, I don't understand what people don't comprehend about the situation. It's like, okay, yeah, she was like a very big, large enabler, but I've been babied and I've been spoiled and loved by them because my parents didn't do that to me. They did with my sister, but I was like the scapegoat. I was the one that they used to make money off of, you know, if that makes sense. And I've never had a relationship with them. So for them to be angry and upset and want part of whatever kind of beneficiary amount of whatnot, I mean, that seems a little ridiculous considering his dad just passed away and he was like the vice president or CEO of GM. It's like, come on, man. Like, I know your pockets ain't empty. Like, Victoria has a condo on the beach in Santa Monica, California. They have a house in Arizona. Everyone's set. Adara's with Jeremy. Why can't I stay in the one place that I love, that I've taken care of and been raised at my entire life? Why? How come you have to take all the money in my vehicle? Like the truck, yeah, that was my fault. That was title loan for Andy's bond. And didn't get paid. That was my bad. And the truck got ruined anyway. I didn't even want it at the end. But I'm saying the rest of that, like, do I not deserve a vehicle to where I can get around and do things? Does someone not think that I get hungry? Or that I don't need to be 9 months pregnant with an 8-pound baby walking around the streets of Simpsonville at nighttime because I have nowhere to lay my head? Because I've already called every shelter in town and you have to have an interview and intake process? How the hell am I supposed to get up there? You know, what am I supposed to do? You don't even know until you're in that situation because I've never been without in my life. And this has been a real eye-opening experience and it's been devastating. But no one understands how much help you cannot even try to get if you don't qualify or meet certain expectations of whatever place you're trying to get help from, you know? And then when you have people over here that every time you make a move are knocking off your knees, you know? It's like they live for that. And I don't comprehend because I don't live like that. I don't try to knock anyone down. I don't even think about anyone else enough to knock them down. No offense. Like, I mean, maybe it's self-centered, but like, I'm not geared like that. I'll try to help someone if they need it, you know, even when they don't need it. But I don't know. That's all. I just wanted to explain the situation and the main people and kind of what's been going on and the majority of all the issues, how they arose. And here's some evidence stuff. This is one of the checks from my grandma's life insurance that I think this is the one that Charles and Schwab. This is one my parents stole and had her write an affidavit for. So they took that one completely. She didn't even know what account they went into, and it says right here, Charles and Schwab or whatever, Schwab. I don't know if you can see that. But that's the only reason I know where that one went. And then I called actually Charles Schwab and Company or whatever. And I asked about her. I gave her information, her social, her name, and asked if there were any accounts with her, you know, listed on there. And they said no. This was back in 2022. That's our bank account. That's our names. I don't know if you can see that. Like, this has all been closed. This is where my uncle withdrew $25,000 unauthorized because he wasn't listed on the account. This is the check for my mom. It shows the withdrawals from the CD, withdrawals from checking account, and the purchase of a money order, and then the check for $19,795 on January 28th, 2021. And my sister got the same kind of thing in 2020. Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. That's from when Jamie filed a report because his building got broken into and stolen. This is from Andy reporting while I was locked up in jail in Greenville County that all my stuff got stolen, like my camera, computers, and all that. And that's from where Andy reported that. This right here is, I reported this whenever I went home for the first time, and my door was all the way laying on the ground. My back door was. All my appliances were gone. My refrigerator, washer, dryer, stove. Like, I just got the washer and dryer. All my papa's stuff, like his train clock, it's devastating. And then there was cat poop all over my house because cats ran wild. But that's the report that I made. And I gave it to Nationwide, who, mind you, let's see here. Right here. That's me and my grandma listed on the Nationwide. And that's our policy, and I reported that, and they said that I didn't give enough information or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know what else they wanted from me, but they were just asking questions about that $40,000 judgment my parents ended up doing towards me, and that's all that fueled. Like that $40,000 judgment, my parents ended up saying, like, by default, that I was always a trespasser in my grandma's house, and that I wasn't a legal resident. I was trespassing for 10 years, and that my mom was my landlord, and that all kinds of crazy crap. Like, my power of attorney was fraud. And I was like, how is that fraud whenever y'all live in Arizona and I'm the one on the bank account and it's not power of attorney, it says and. You know what I mean? Like, are y'all paying for anything? No. But there's a power, and I'm pretty sure that my grandma's name is not even on there. But I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff over here. I mean, like, this is her medical record book from whenever I would take her to the doctor. I mean, and it just keeps going on. I mean, I have her tooth, for Christ's sakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's her hospital records from when she had her stroke. I mean, that's everything. You see how thick that is? So, and then it has her doctor's numbers and stuff on the front of it. And in the back of it, it has her insurance. I'll go ahead and show that. Like, her insurance premium and plans and stuff that I put together for her. I mean, and like I said, I didn't expect compensation, but I didn't want to get shit on. Like, I didn't want to be homeless and evicted and on the streets and crying and hungry and not be able to do anything for myself. That's not fair. And I mean, I'm not asking for anything other than just assistance. I told my parents, I was like, yo, can y'all not put like $1,000 down on a vehicle and I'll make payments every month if I get a job after you give me a car? I was like, just pay the down payment of like $1,000. Can you not put me in an apartment for 1 month, pay the deposit and then first month's rent? And then I'll do it from there. And if I lose it, I lose it. And that's on me. I'm capable of making $2,000 in a month. Would they do that? No. They'll send me $50 to get an Uber. That's it. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that for life whenever I've never had a job and I've never done anything really? I've sat at home and took care of an old person and loved her. What do I do? I'm 36. I can't walk anywhere. I lived in Woodruff. Woodruff! What am I supposed to do? Go grow corn with what seeds? I mean, what the hell? But figure it out. You're on meth, got a rehab. And it's like, that is not the issue. You drink alcohol. She drinks coffee. She smokes vapes. He gambles. That one watches porn. You smoke weed. You're gay. I mean, what does that matter? It's like discrimination regardless. And why is it illegal? Because the law says so? I mean, I think a lot of things should be illegal that aren't. That's just my opinion. Regardless of whatever is legal and not legal, my parents aren't the government, and me partaking of something that keeps me awake sometimes has not affected my ability to take care of everything in my life, because I have very extremely well. I mean, this is just like a smidgen of a fraction of the paperwork. Like, I have a whole file cabinet, 4 file things full of paperwork, and then like that much more of everything. Paperwork. See, and this is the shit that don't make sense to me, and I'm just going to go ahead and go into that and let you know why I'm so screwed up, I believe. Let's see. I don't know what any of that is. Writing. All right, look, this is an airline ticket from when I was at Provo Canyon School going to Arizona for a family visit when my parents first moved to Phoenix. It's my maiden name, the flight that I was on to there. On my flight from from Phoenix back to Salt Lake City, it was like on November 29th or 30th. And the man in the seat across from me, I believe, with my entire heart, was Jason Derek Brown. Because he killed an armored truck guard for $56,000 on November something, 2003, 4. This is my grandmother's portfolio. Okay. Same time period they moved. At the same time, 11/16/2004, $55,000 in my dad's name. Okay. It was a public record, which was the same amount that he stole. Which I believe he was sitting across the aisle from me. And this is their deed when they were using me and my trouble for Provo Canyon School and jail and stuff to get a mortgage for $417,000 to move to Arizona. And then right here, it shows you that's who got the house or whatever. It's like when you look up that address. It's Exalt Relocation Services. Oh, it's right here. So, and then when you look up at like the B&B or whatever it's called, the WikiCorp or whatnot, and you look at the Exalt Relocation Services, they changed their name to Hewitt. And their owner also owns like the Islamic Temple. Strange. I don't know about you, but I'm not really a terrorist. Although you can like, the terrorist definition is interchangeable at this point. Because I feel like a terrorist just fucks up things that aren't owned by themselves. That's what a terrorist is to me. This is Nationwide respectfully denying the claim. And it said they were committed by an insured, which is me and her. So you're telling me I destroyed and broke into my house and did all that shit and then called the cops, and now I have to pay my parents for the shit that I paid for to begin with that got stolen from me, and now I have to pay my parents for it? Hurt your fucking mind. So, oh yeah, this is the motion. Damages hearing for my parents. Judge Birch. That's funny because her childhood best friend is Wanda Birch. Anyway, we won't go there. There's so much. Let's see. And then these are like the stocks that they were. Okay, this was the day I was adopted. King County, Washington, marriage certificate. Oh yeah, on their marriage certificate, my dad's name is Greg, not Craig. And then on his actual license or whatever it is, his last name is Katanko, not Catanio. So you can't find my dad's real name anywhere, like on public record like that. Yeah, 2993, trust inception date, just these kind of things. And I have a bunch of those, but that was all like where the money was invested from, I'm assuming, the heist. This is my ex-husband. He purchased his bike on September 19th. It was $10,000. 9/25/16 was the due date. 9/20/16. So yeah, this is 9/19/16 is whenever he purchased his bike, and that's the same day a CD came due. I'll show you in a minute. 11/26/2019 is the same day that Mama's insurance changed, and my parents, George Sink sent her $120 settlement, $120,000, I'm sorry, for her accident. 2/23/16 is the issue date listed on here. And then it says the renewal date, 2/23/19. That's when she wrecked her car. And the 2016 is the same day we had an insurance claim. And also the same day some friends of mine got into some law enforcement issue trouble. And she had a CD renewal. And when you look at it on here, this is the one, it says 8/23/17. 2/23/19. It's for that $17,000. So 5126 are the last numbers. And what's crazy is when I visited SunTrust last week, they told me I had all these accounts that I didn't even understand that I'd had. Yeah, this is February 23rd, 2016. Okay, that's the CD that is coming new. And then right here, it's not the same number, but it's the same amount with the signature of the person at SunTrust. And then this was the same day. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is 2/24/16. What day was this? 3/20. No, yeah, 2/23. Yeah, 2/24. That's the next day. An insurance claim in the amount of $17,000 was made. Okay, which is what her CD was. That was coming due. And then you can see right here the certificates went down, and she went from $48,000 to $31,000. And it says your certificates were 39,502, and then the ending was 22,168. March 7th, 2016 was the issue date of this, which means that the $17,000 certificate that was there would have been withdrawn. But that's the same day the Farm Bureau insurance for $17,000 was made. And it shows the money taken out. And there's no explanation of where it went. But this is just to throw out there, and this is for someone that I care about dearly, and her name is Mama Cat. For whatever it's worth, the last updated time was the day that me and Andy were arrested for child neglect. And (2/24/2016), that's when a PI or a CI, whatever they're called, I don't even know, I guess, came into Cats or did something. Either way, Zach got arrested. He's not here with us anymore. And I didn't want to talk about that. That's fucked up though, because the bottom right here, this is the date me and Andy got arrested for child neglect with Raleigh, mine and Justin's son. And Kaylin, JoJo, and Justin were all 3 arrested the same day that they took Raleigh from me. This right here, see, this is the brokerage that made no sense. It's like date plays. Like, I don't know, you can just read over all that. Make sense of it. I couldn't. It was just the accounts and then like the money movement right here, wherever it is. And then right here, this went down by $25,000 in certificates. But see, the dates on here are different than the certificate dates. I'll show you here in 1 second. See, this went down from 100,000 to 76,000. Transfer. And that's the day that DSS took my son. Right here. 6/18. And it shows that the issue date back to Jason Derek Brown. This was withdrawn 9/1/15, which would have been Jeremy's car. And my mom was put on everything. But in reality, whose money was it? I was going to show you, look, date paid, 8/31. There's a transfer. Can you see that? Because these are issued statement period 8/28 to 9/28, okay? The statement period. Beginning balance is 26,000, ending balance is 0. Look right here. It says, this is the statement, October 7th. Yeah, it goes from September 8th. I'll show you like this. It goes from September 8th to October 9th is the checking accounts, okay? Can you see it, what I'm talking about? And then you have the money market accounts, which go from September 9th to October 10th. And then you have the certificates, which go from August 31st to September 30th. By the date plays right there, they're able to keep subtracting finances from the account without being traced. Because the statement date is from September 6th to October 9th or 7th or whatever it is. The certificates are from the 31st to the 30th. By that little 8-day, 9-day window, they're able to do that. It took me a while to catch on to that. But you can see it here. Like, credits. Hold on. There's more. I'll have to look. Like, let me find it. And this was before my time. Like, I didn't live with Mama at this point. I went back over all this after I moved in with her. Yeah, right here. 2014. July 8th. See, this is a normal checking month for them before my ex-husband moved in. This is right before my papa died, but Jeremy hadn't moved in yet. It was held steady, okay? This was included, okay? This is August statement as of 8/31. See right here, it says as of 8/30, right here. as of 8/31, those are the CDs. But right here it says deposit products as of 9/8. Okay, so by doing so, their account doesn't show any fluctuation. But you see right here, those are zeroed out. Funny how that happens. Yeah, and then for right here, it says 0 on front page. It's 2017. It's community property. That's a policy for my grandparents. That's why I don't understand they have forethought, which is a face amount 6670 at issue, and it makes like at age 100 cash value. If you have 20 years, you put in per $1,000 death benefit. Like here, I'll let you figure it out. So technically that should be like $60,000, right? You would think. Or that's for Martha. My papa's interest rate is 4.5%. So they put in 6670 January 9th, 2004. It says a 4.5 interest rate. The cash value of the certificate on each certificate anniversary is determined by multiplying the face amount, 6670, by the appropriate cash value from the table below. So it would be at the end of the years, let's say 20 years would have been this year, 2024, right? And that'd be $902.37. So times 6670 by 902. Okay. And then divide it by 1,000. And then you multiply that end result. Interest rate. I don't know if the interest rate is for yearly or that'd be probably a yearly APR. So, that is the APR. That's how it grows. Yeah, there you go. That would be the end result. Times, boo. Pull up your calculator. Do 902 times 6670.
Times what?
6670.
6,016,340.
6,016,000.
16,340.
16,340 divided by 1,000.
6,164.
What is it?
$6,016.34.
$6,000.
1634.
1634. That's an IRA. That ain't right, is it? I don't even care. I'm acting like I didn't hear it. I don't care. Either way, that's for my papa. This is saying it was fully paid. My grandma's forethought. But they didn't use that when my papa died. They didn't use that insurance to pay for his services. My grandma paid for that out of her pocket. And then That was his also. Where's that at? No one ever got that. She didn't. And then they've enclosed a check to refund for that. Life insurance on my papa's. No one ever got that. It wasn't deposited in any of her paperwork. Beneficiary change for life policy. This is with Lincoln Financial for my grandmother, and that's still an active policy. That okay. It says for Jefferson Standard, whatever. I had full custody of my daughter. My mom was going to make sure she got that shit no matter what. No matter what. And this is contingent beneficiary, so if my mom dies, who gets it? My dad. Because he was made custodian. Messed up world we live. Oh, that's when my uncle cashed the check. I think I already showed that. Yeah, teller cash check. So I just received this check from Truist the other day. Because first they denied the claim. And then I sent it to the North Carolina Commissioner of Banks, which is oversight of Truist. And these told me I was going to be getting a check. Okay, and it was mine and Mama's account. I deposit the check. Andy's mom wants to call in that I was doing some fraud, but I wasn't. And poof, the account's frozen. So I'm like, yes. I didn't want a car anyway. My mom said that power of attorney I held was fraud. It reveals activity was authorized in 2022. Like, okay. That's why they approved it now. It's amazing what one phone call will do for you. This was the day before my papa died. An auto claim was made on the insurance. Went from $90,000 to $75,000 on their account. I have like random stuff written everywhere. Just whatever. If someone gets mad, then get mad, I guess. And then look at that. It goes from $75,000 to $8,000. But I was blamed, saying that I spent all the money. Okay. September 10th. Current balance amount withdrawn. It says only $3,000 was withdrawn from that. And if that's the case, then how come in 2/23/2016 on the same number, same CD, it's still showing $17,000? The $3,000 was withdrawn. And sorry, not sorry. I'll go ahead and show. No, maybe I won't. My ex-husband was provided an incorrect social security number on physician paperwork for where he broke his leg. Under social, that's not his. It's weird. Okay, this is the transfer of $30,000 on 10/23/2014. Same day that life insurance thing was signed by my parents, by my mom. Right after my papa died. Transfer from her bank account to number 314157004. So when you look up Carrie Tyner on SCDC, her prison inmate number matches the transfer brokerage confirmation number from SunTrust. I think that matches something else also. A DSS drug test of my son? I wouldn't think so, but it does. Let's see. But I think I actually have that on another video also. La, 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 la. I don't think I have any DSS stuff. Ooh. But yeah, and then I give Raleigh my whole big folder. Anyway, so that's an intro, long, and me going over the paperwork that I might have gone over before, but maybe not. I'm not sure. And I feel like maybe I'm a little bit more sober, sane, calm, and making sense of things since then or something. Either way, that's what it is. That's the intro of whatever. Goose for a ball.